Hi everyone, Assalamualaikum and welcome back to my channel. Hi, my name is Arina if you are new, and I hope you all are doing well. In today's video, I did a full face using almost all halal makeup, and this is the final makeup look. I'm very impressed with the result and the outcome. So if you're interested to know what products I use in this video, just keep on watching. So before we jump into the makeup application, I just want to talk about or give you a brief idea of what halal makeup is. Halal makeup is not just about the alcohol content in there or the gelatin. It's more to that. It's focused on the safety and also on the source of ingredients. So the basic qualification for halal makeup product that it doesn't contain alcohol more than 6%. The ingredients in there are not shubha, meaning that you don't know where the source are from, and also the ingredients in there must be safe to be used, which means that it doesn't have dangerous ingredients such as mercury, etc, etc. I will leave some link in the description box below if you want to learn more. So without further ado, let's jump into the tutorial. So I already have everything in front of me. Maybe I'm missing one or two products, but that's okay. This will be almost a complete face of halal makeup. So I'm going to start off with my brows. I'm using the PIXY Eyebrow Crayon. This is not a first impression. Some of this product I already have my thoughts on it, and some of it are new. Okay, I zoom you guys in to show you guys how I do the brows. I already brushed my brows upwards using the soap and also a spoolie. So let's just fill them in. Okay, this brow pencil formula is waxy and also pigmented. I am not a fan of super pigmented and also super waxy brow formula because, as you can see, it deposits a lot of product than what I wanted. But thankfully it sticks on the skin very well. And if you are heavy-handed like me, you may end up with sharpie brows because you put a lot of product in your brows. Okay, and then I'm gonna conceal the extra brow hairs using the concealer afterwards. And for concealer, I'm gonna use from the brand Wardah Lightening Liquid Concealer, Smooth Finish, Medium to High Coverage, and this is in the shade beige. Also has halal logo at the back here. It says here this mascara is long lasting, up to 12 hours, oil absorbing, non-comedogenic, dermatologically tested, and for all skin types. So the mascara is so cute. It's like a petite size and it has 7 grams of product inside, and I have it in color beige, the standard don't put applicator. Oh, it feels nice. So far I really like the feel of this concealer, and it feels creamy like a high-end concealer. Let's move on to the eye makeup now. I did use the same concealer as an eye primer, and I'm so excited for this one because this is a new brand to me and I'm so excited to test them out. This is from the brand ESQA eyeshadow palette, and I have mine in the shade Bronze Goddess. I think they have 3 different shades, and if this perform very well, I'm gonna get the other shades because the packaging is just so beautiful. And also this one is vegan and also halal. So that's the halal logo, also an Indonesia brand. There's a thing about halal makeup. Doesn't mean halal makeup has to be from a Muslim owner. Non-Muslim also can apply for halal certification. So this is how the palette looks like. As you can see, it's so pretty, reflective, mirrored packaging, and at the back is the sticker. It doesn't have a name, it just have like matte satin, pearled finish. This is what the inside looks like. ESQA Cosmetics is from the drugstore, but the price is on the higher spectrum. Before I start doing any eye makeup, I just swatched a few of the eyeshadows, and these two are the matte shades and these are the satin shades, and this is the pearlized finish. The pearl finish has a multicolored glitter, and these two I feel like is foiled metallic finish rather than a satin finish. I am going to do another round of tutorial with this eye palette because I just love the color in here, and also the pigmentation is quite promising. So first I'm going to put on the crease shade using the lightest matte shade in here. Okay, I did this eye off camera just to know where I was going for with this eyeshadow. So firstly, like I said, I put the transition shade, the lightest matte shade from the palette, and then I'll go in with this shade here. I just tap it on the outer corner and also bring it on the crease in my eye socket just to give it a little bit more dimension, because the first color is a bit light. And then I'll go into this shade right here and then again deepen out the two eyeshadows that we already laid down, and just placing it on the same spot where you place the first and second shade, and then going back in with the first transition shade and then diffuse all the shades. And then with a more precise brush like this, I'm going to take the dark black color here, of course, and then placing it on the outer corner to deepen it up. I really appreciate that there's a black in here to deepen up any eye look that you have on. Also, I'm dragging this black shade on my crease area, not all the way in, just like almost a little bit more than halfway. Also blending it in towards the center. And lastly, I'm dipping it into the shimmery shade this here on the center. I really do recommend you guys to use your finger instead of a brush, because I did try to use a brush just now. I used a brush and it doesn't want to stick onto the brush bristles. Using your finger just deposits a lot of pigment, as you can see. And then on the inner part of my eye, I'm gonna place this lightest shimmery shade here. And I'm gonna finish up this eye look for now using the PIXY Intense To Last Pen Eyeliner. This is a felt tip, which is honestly not my favorite. I prefer a brush tip because it gives me more control, because felt tip usually is like stiff and it's not flexible. Just do a simple wing liner like this one. I'm gonna clean up this bottom here. Also, this formula is not my favorite, to be honest, because it doesn't glide smoothly on top of shimmer shades sometimes, but I like that it's matte. Yeah, I appreciate that this eyeliner is matte, but I just don't like the applicator, which is a felt tip. Okay, this is the eye makeup that we have right now. So far, I really enjoy using this eyeshadow palette, and we are going to move on to the face makeup. And then moving on to the face, I'm going to prime it using the PIXY Make It Glow Beauty Skin Primer with moisturizing botanical extract, smooth polish powder, SPF 35 and PA++. Also, it is broad spectrum, contains olive oil, jojoba oil and yuzu extract, supposed to moisturize the skin. So I only use this couple times, and I watched other people's review. This primer makes their skin look radiant and kind of glowy, but on me it looks matte. When I touch my face, it's pretty much feeling matte and not like sticky. It also says that it is supposed to even out your skin tone. And this is the HALAL logo from the primer. I'm going to use the PIXY Make It Glow Dewy Cushion. It's from the same line with the primer, so it's also halal. And it just comes with a puff. I have mine in the shade Natural Beige, which is the second shade from the line. They have 5 shades in total. So I'm going to use a dry sponge instead of the puff, because that is usually what I like to apply my cushion foundation with. So I'm going to pick it up with the sponge. It's been months since last I used this foundation, but from what I can remember, it has a medium to buildable coverage. Okay, this is how one layer of the cushion foundation looks like on my skin. I'm pretty happy with the coverage. Of course, it doesn't cover the super dark hyperpigmentation I have going on. And yeah, I'm gonna move on to the concealer now, which is the Wardah liquid concealer for the under eyes and also highlight the center of my face. So far, I really like the texture. Okay, I did blend the concealer off camera because my battery died as usual. So I'm going to add some more coverage actually under the eyes. It blends out nicely. I don't have any patchiness. I really like the consistency of this concealer. So I'm also going to highlight the center of my face. And the coverage, I would say it's medium to buildable coverage as well, because it depends on what condition you have. If you don't have dark circle or you just have very little blemishes or imperfections on your skin, this concealer will give you high coverage. But for me, I have prominent dark circle and pretty dark hyperpigmentation, so I need a full coverage concealer. But I appreciate the price of this concealer and also the quality of it. Okay, this is how my complexion is looking so far. I really like the concealer with the cushion foundation. So I'm going to set my face right now using this very cute powder, which looks like a baby powder, to be honest. It is from Wardah as well. It's Perfect Bright BB powder. It says here to brighten, to mattifies, and also soft. And this powder is broad spectrum, protects against UVA and UVB, mattifies the face up to 8 hours, and helps to camouflage dark spots and also acne scars, even out skin tone. I think this powder is tinted, so I don't know how it will apply under the eyes, but we're just gonna try. I'm gonna pick it up using this dry sponge that I used to apply my foundation earlier. Okay, it is not too dark to apply under the eyes, so I'm gonna use this powder all over my face. And for the other parts of my face, I'm gonna use a brush just to see how it applies. Okay, this is the HALAL logo for the powder, the very tiny circle down there. And this is how my complexion looks so far. I am really impressed with the base product I've used. I'm going to finish up my face makeup using the ESQA palette. I'm just going to do the same thing. And for the powder face products, I have 3 different palettes. I'm going to use this on each side. And this is the Goddess Cheek palette Athena from ESQA. I've been wanting this palette for so long, but I've waited for it to be on sale. So they do have the HALAL logo at the back. I just want you guys to reassure that it's halal. This palette is so pretty, you guys. Let me just show you how it looks like inside. It's just like the face palette, which has this reflective mirrored packaging. And at the back it just says bronzer, blush, and highlighter. And it's quite small, the palette size. So this is what it looks like inside. So pretty. I'm gonna do that on my right side, and on my left side, I actually already featured this product in my other video, but this is the Simplysiti Gold Edition Shading and Blush. So this one has shading or contour powder and also blusher. This contour shade on the cooler side. I prefer the tone from the ESQA palette than the Simplysiti one, because this one leans to cool tone, whereas this one is warm, but we'll see how it applies on the skin. And I also have this one. This is highlighter from Wardah. It says here glowing highlighter. I think this is exclusively available in Shopee. If I'm not mistaken, everything from Wardah is halal. And this is how it looks like. The packaging is so beautiful. It doesn't feel cheap at all, but the price is below RM20. You also receive a brush, and the brush honestly feels usable. It doesn't feel like that cheap and stiff brush. It feels quite soft, and I'm going to use this brush in this video as well. And we're gonna start with the ESQA one on this side, and on this side I'm gonna use the Simplysiti palette and also the Wardah highlight. Okay, dipping it into the bronzer in here. This palette available in 2 different shades. I did pick up the darkest one. I'm gonna alternate bronzer, blusher, and on this side I'm gonna apply the Simplysiti one using a different brush. Like I said, the Simplysiti one is more on the cool tone, and also it's a bit subtle because the powder is hardly pressed in this palette. I also did contour the nose off camera using the respective powder on each side. And I'm going to apply blusher now, picking up the ESQA powder, this center here, the blush. Blusher is so pretty. It has like a salmon tone. And on this side, I'm gonna apply the Simplysiti blusher from the palette. I think I haven't used this blusher. They do have similar tones, except the Simplysiti one is a bit deeper, a tad bit deeper. I think from the contour powder, you can see that the ESQA one is more impactful than the Simplysiti one. This contour shade here is more on the subtle side and everyday contour. And then moving on to the highlight part using the ESQA palette. Take it from here. It's kind of have like a almost icy tone, like a light champagne color. I thought it would be a little bit more on the golden side, but actually it's a light champagne shade, and it's a bit texture emphasizing, but we're gonna fix that with a setting spray later on. On this side, I'm going to apply the Wardah glowing highlighter using the brush. Okay, it has the same tone actually, and it's not as yellow as what it looks like on the pan. Light skin tone can definitely pull this off. And this one looks less texture emphasizing than the ESQA palette. I did set my face with a setting spray that is not from a halal brand, but that melts the powder and fill in the gaps or lines on my face, and it does make it look a little bit more smooth than before. And now we left with lip color and mascara. I have this one lip color from PIXY. It's the PIXY lip cream in the shade Chic Rose, but I don't think it matches the makeup we have on, but I'm gonna try this. Yeah, it's cool tone mauve shade. I'm gonna use other lip color that doesn't have the halal certified stamp, but this is from a vegan brand. It is from Palladio x Casey Holmes, and this is just their matte liquid lip color in the shade Rescue. I love this shade. I think this shade is discontinued, but you can get it in some Guardians. And finally, mascara. I also don't have a halal certified mascara, but this is from a local brand, BreenaBeauty. I hope BreenaBeauty will be halal certified soon. Wardah also have some bomb mascaras that I am looking forward to try in future. Maybe I'll do a full face of Wardah in future, or full face of PIXY or ESQA. And this is the final look of almost a full face of halal makeup. So let's talk about the new products I've tried today. Firstly is the ESQA Bronze Goddess eyeshadow palette. I am very amazed with this eyeshadow palette because especially for the matte shades in here, they are pigmented, easy to blend. The matte shades are creamy and also powdery formula that blends beautifully on the lids. They blend well with each other, and also I only tried 2 shimmery shades on my lids. These are not like a super metallic shade. I think you can achieve that if you put on a pigment primer or eyeshadow primer beforehand, or a sticky base, or you wet your brush. But I can't wait to create more looks in future. I really adore this palette. This is not like the cheapest palette from the drugstore. It's quite on the higher price range. It's RM 80 plus, almost like a Sephora eyeshadow palette price. And the next one from ESQA is ESQA Face Palette in the shade Athena. Honestly, I have high expectation for this palette because I've been wanting it for so long. I'm a little bit let down with this highlighter shade right here because it's more on the icy color instead of a yellow gold color, and also it's a bit on the texture emphasizing side of a powder product. You can just bump that by setting your face or spraying your face with the setting spray, and that will melt it down. But yeah, these 2 shades works very well, and I am going to play around with it again in future. And the next thing I've tried today is this Wardah glowing highlighter. I prefer this highlighter than the ESQA one because this one has more pearl in it, which reflects back light beautifully. It still is texture emphasizing formula, but the texture feels a bit more smooth than the ESQA highlighter. And lastly is the winner for this video, which is this one. This is the Wardah liquid concealer. Not just it is super cheap, also I really love the formula. It's creamy. It kind of reminds me of Shape Tape, but it doesn't have the thickness of a Shape Tape, but the coverage is almost there. This one is a medium to build, whereas the Shape Tape one is a full coverage concealer, but this one is only a fraction of the price, and I'm very happy with the coverage that it provides. That's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching until the end. If you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I appreciate if you can subscribe. Thank you so much for watching until the end. Take care, and I hope I see you guys in my next one. Bye. Assalamualaikum.